X-O Manowar. It's you guys' biggest launch of the year. What will make this story so unique as compared to previous adventures with the title?
It's a great question. I think it's actually probably the biggest launch in the history of our company to date. So it was extremely well received. The whole team did an amazing job. The story really sees X-O Manowar, Ark of Dacia, or as he's called in this incarnation, Ark of Earth. And we open and he's basically a farmer, and he's left a life of violence behind him. And what we see quickly is that he gets conscripted into a alien army, and in the first arc he's a soldier, and he becomes a force on the battlefield. And it's very similar in tone to movies like Braveheart or Unforgiven, where we meet William Money and he's a pig farmer, but we soon discover that there's a whole lot behind that. So that's where we meet Eric, and it's really one of the most action-packed epics that we've done. Matt Kint wrote it. Matt's a genius. He did an amazing job on it. We couldn't be happier with it. And Tomas Giorello and Diego Rodriguez are on art chores, and it's probably one of the prettiest books we've ever done. So we've had a great reception to it. I couldn't be happier in any way, shape, or form. The guys are just crushing it, so it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. You guys have a really cool Bloodshot story going on with the alternate timelines being told at the same time. What's the choice between telling the story with his daughter 8 years later and himself in the present or past? What was the choice, and what are the challenges of telling a story like that?
Well, luckily we have Jeff Lemire at the helm, and Jeff is one of the most talented writers in the industry today, an absolute force. And when someone like Jeff makes a decision to sort of play with dual structures or dual narratives, in the comic, you sort of enter it with the utmost confidence, because you know that you're really in the hands of a modern master. Jeff's put together a couple of books like Sweet Tooth and Essex County, which have been some of my favorite books of the last couple decades. Just a real force. So, Bloodshot, we're going to meet his daughter Jessie for the first time, and we discover that 8 years have elapsed in between the opening of the book and the second scene. We discovered that Bloodshot went and did something terrible, and Magic, Jesse's mom, looks at her and looks at the daughter and goes, "Honey, Daddy ain't ever coming back. He couldn't leave good enough alone." And that's where we basically start, and it's a good adventure with art by Miko Soyan and Luis LaRosa, two of the most talented guys in the business today. So we're coming out full guns a-blazing with this one.
You guys are selling it to me, man. I'm excited. So you have another big event coming up with Harbinger Wars II. What can you tease about this, and how is that going to affect the universe as a whole?
Harbinger Renegade #5 is going to be, which comes out in July, July, which is on sale in July, is really going to be one of the most critical books we've ever published, and it's going to be the inciting incident for almost a year's worth of storytelling coming up. And the title of that book is called Massacre. So it's the title of that arc. So it's going to be a conflict-heavy time in the Valient universe. We're going to see corporations versus the youth in a way that we probably have never seen before. So it's going to be bloody. It's going to be violent. It's going to be a massacre.
Awesome. And I was just talking to him over there about this with Secret Weapons. Livewire takes the lead. You know, I'm wondering what you guys, what was the choice behind putting her in charge, and why is she a character who should be leading a comic now?
Well, at Valiant, I feel we've got a bounty of riches. Matt Kint, Jeff Lemire, and our most recent addition is Eric. Eric wrote Arrival. Was nominated for Academy Award for it. If he wasn't listening, I'd say how extraordinarily talented he is, but he might be listening, or maybe he's not. But he put together a story for us called Secret Weapons, and he came up with this really great high concept, which is basically that Toyo Harada, who ran the Harbinger Foundation in our universe, which was a place where kids who had the potential to be psiots, which is what we called the superpower kids in our universe, could go and be activated. And some of them were activated and they had amazing powers, and some of them were activated and their powers were not that great. So Harada basically built a place for them called the Willows, where he kind of hid them. And Livewire, after there's a leak and the public learns about these places, they call Livewire in to kind of try to figure out what the heck happened here. And as Eric noted, she's got an amazing moral fiber, and she sort of goes on a journey to help rescue these kids and discover who these kids are. And it's really about tracing the steps of something that she helped build, even though she didn't understand that she helped build it. It's pretty awesome.
Very cool. And you guys have such a packed slate coming up. It's really exciting stuff. New characters and returning characters. What of those faces are you most excited about getting out to the readers?
I think Livewire is going to be absolutely awesome in Secret Weapons. I think X-O is killing it in his book. I'm very excited for him to be back on the map. Harbinger's got a ton of stuff coming up. But really, we created a new character in Secret Weapons. Eric and Raul Allen did. Raul's the artist of Secret Weapons. He's an absolute genius, called Nikki, and she could talk to birds. And I have an affinity for birds, especially pigeons. So for me, when I saw these pages come in, I was very excited. I was like, finally, 15 years into my career, I've got a character that could talk to birds. So that's pretty awesome. And he also came up with a character called Owen, who could materialize basically objects out of the blue, but he can't control it and he doesn't know what's coming. And he's sort of this hard luck character who he's like working in basically a Home Depot and he materializes a shotgun by accident. And he's like, oh, not now. And the shotgun appears. And then his manager walks over and looks at her and he's like, we don't sell guns. And he's like, So there's just a lot of stuff like that. One of the really enjoyable things about Secret Weapons is the characterization. And you meet these characters right away and you feel like you've known them for years. And that's one of the most difficult things to do, especially in comics. And Eric and Raul have done that masterfully, so I'm very excited about that book as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. He sounds kind of like a drunk hero.
If it wasn't for bad luck, he'd have no luck at all, and it's just awesome.